Hi there. Okay, welcome to our fourth and final segment. I'm calling this segment Advanced Aggregation. We're now going to go for a very deep dive into some of the very powerful tools that we offer you via Gator News Feeds. And in order to do that, we're going to go to thelatest.com. This is the original news site that we built, and we tried to use other existing aggregators out there. There was nobody out there who could do what we wanted, and ultimately we ended up building our own. It's very, very powerful, very sophisticated, and now it's available to you. So the first thing I want you to see, and by the way, this segment is going to take a little bit of time because there are a lot of features to go over. So if you're happy with a very basic aggregator, as you saw earlier, you probably don't need to watch this. But if you're from a medium to bigger size company or an ad agency, or if you're an academic researcher, or if you're in the media, this might be of great interest to you. So I hope you'll bear with me here. Okay, so on our homepage, the thing I want you to notice is that we cover any and all topics. Top stories is the serious news. It could be politics, it could be business, it could be tech, it could be health. In hot topics, we have trending, which is our focus on what's happening in social media right now. We have a whole page devoted to crypto, which people seem to like. We're going to be adding some more topics in here soon. In entertainment, we have movies, music, television, humor, you name it, sports, any kind of sports you can imagine. Lifestyle is stuff to buy, it's hobbies. Extra is kind of an oddball area where we have some very unusual things, but it's actually a fun place to explore. In thinking, this is our opinion section, and we're going to visit that in a little bit. But over here to the right, you can see we have these people who are writing about various topics, and we call it the latest thinking. Now, you could call it whatever you want on your site, but this is an opportunity for you actually to demonstrate that you are smart about your topic. So let's click on this guy's article here. He's writing about politics. We have a lot of people who want to write about politics. So let's say you are writing about business, your industry. And if people like what they see, they can interact with you. They can rate your story. They can post a comment, and you can get a discussion going. And if people like you, like let's say this guy Eric, if you like Eric and want to get in touch with him, you can click on his name, see his biography. We have all the links to his social media, etc. You can send him messages directly. So it's a pretty good tool. So you can set this up on your site and demonstrate that you and your colleagues and members of your audience are smart about their topics. Okay, so here's the latest thinking. I just clicked on the main button here. And we have opinions on everything. It could be sports, it could be politics, it could be business, art, anything. I personally really like this feature. This is our original content. News aggregation is nothing new. There are plenty of news aggregators out there. I think this is kind of the icing on top of the cake, that we not only give you the news, but we let you know what people are saying about the news. So let's go back to top stories or the homepage and see what's going on here. This is the news coming in today. Top stories, entertainment. We have it all in one place. But what I want to do now is show you a couple of very cool features. I set this up in advance, by the way. So this is politics. Now, today is May 10th. Big announcements are coming out of Korea. You can see here we have several sources for the exact same story. Fox News, NPR, CNN, Huffington Post, Mediaite, Politico, and then back to Fox. So the idea here is that we are politically neutral, and we show you the wide range of sources out there. We show you liberal, moderate, and conservative sources. We don't tell you what to think. We leave it up to you to form your own judgment. You can be a writer if you want. You can see videos on this topic. You can see what's being said about this topic on social media. You can share this article via your own social media. You can save the story if you want to and look at it later. I'll click on that right now, and we'll see that in a little bit. And then down below the story, we've got opinion pieces. In this case, we have just one, but we invite the wide range of opinions. We love it when we see a great discussion conducted between liberals, moderates, and conservatives. We just ask people to keep it all clean. So now let's see this in a different version. Now, this is a business story. It has nothing to do with politics. Why Walmart bought Flipkart according to Walmart. Now, notice up here, we have Quartz, Forbes, Forbes again, Fox Business, Reuters. So, whatever your topic, if there's a big story today and a lot of people are talking about the same story, well, you can line it up here from left to right and see how all the different outlets are playing the same story. We see this especially when a new movie is released, or Apple drops a new iPhone, or there's a music release. Suddenly, everybody is going to be talking about the same thing. Okay? So now, let's go to a section called My Latest. Over here, I want you to see that you can personalize your experience. You can set up searches that are of interest to you using keywords that only you care about. So your saved searches will be very different than mine. You can save news stories. Do you remember we clicked on a story a few minutes ago and I said it would go into my personal library? Well, I'm going to show you that right now. So what's happening here is the system is looking for all the stories that I have saved. It says here I've saved 188 stories and I have 9 saved searches, but here's the story on North Korea that I just saved a moment ago. If we go back to my saved searches, there's one in particular I want to show you because it's going to seem a little unusual, but I have a search on chimpanzees. And you might wonder, why the hell does this guy care about chimpanzees? And the reason I care is that I have a daughter who has a PhD in primatology, and she works for a zoo in Chicago, and she's heading up this big welfare project for chimpanzees to make sure they're healthy, both physically and emotionally. And so often before I talk to her, I will go to this search and catch up on everything that's happening in the world of chimpanzees so that when I talk to her, I'll surprise her with my knowledge. And it's kind of fun. You can set up a search on any topic at all. Now, let's say you want to know what's happening in a particular city. I just noted that my daughter works at a zoo. The zoo she works at is in Chicago. So if I am going to go to Chicago and visit her, or if I want to know what the weather is in Chicago, I can click on this button here. And then all of these stories now are coming out of Chicago. So whatever the city is, you can keep track of what's going on. And we've already assembled all of the local media from 100 cities all across the U.S. So we've got it all right here, all in one convenient location. Let's say there are contributors whose work you particularly admire. Here's a guy named Carl Sussman. I've known him for years. He writes for us. He's very smart about gadgets. Robert Garcia is another buddy. He talks about politics. So once in a while, I just like to see what those guys are talking about. And then also we can search by sources. Let's say there's a particular news source that you want to track on a regular basis. We've got it all loaded up in here. You can create your own library of sources. So let's say you want to know what's happening on CNN right now. You can click on CNN, and then boom, all of these stories are coming from CNN. The original idea behind thelatest.com was to create this mega all-in-one, let's make it easy site where you can find any information on any topic. Interestingly, now that we've started, people are saying, wow, this is really cool, but we don't care about all of these topics. We care about just one topic. So people are now urging me to go more niche. And this applies to you, by the way. So we created this page recently. It's called The Latest Crypto. Crypto is a big deal now, blockchain, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just now learning about it. But by by way of popular demand, we created a page all about crypto. So let's say you are into crypto and you want to get this kind of a news feed every day so you can keep up with it all. That's easy for us to do. Or you can even set up your own news feed that will appear on your page, which will make it seem like you know what you're talking about when it comes to crypto. We have these keyword filters here. So let's say you want to see stories that include only mention of Winklevoss, the Winklevoss twins, who came up with the Facebook idea, as you might recall. So now all of these stories here below just got reshuffled and refiltered, and every story here includes some mention of Winklevoss, okay? And let's say that's still not good enough for you. You want to see stories about Winklevoss that also include the term ICO. Well, now you're doing like a double search. And we're zeroing in on stories that include mention of Winklevoss and ICO. Or let's say you want to know what Bitcoin is going for right now. This price meter here updates every 5 minutes. We have several of the coins in there, and this is changing all the time. We probably need to update this. But this is a type of news feed that you could either receive and just use for your own personal purposes, or you could publish this on your page, and we could set that up for you. And it would look like it was coming from you, even though we are the ones providing the information in the background. So as a result of this page, I'm now getting invited to lots of crypto events. This is me, by the way. So here's something that I just attended in Santa Monica. 1,000 people attended. This is Howard Marks of Start Engine. It's a big deal. So we can do this for you. We can set it up so that you and your people and all your friends can be writing about whatever topic they want. The system that we've built is done, so it's not that hard for us to clone it and build one that's custom built for you on any topic whatsoever. Let's see what I just clicked on. I think I clicked on the latest thinking. So here are people whose articles I liked. I wanted to save them for future reference. But any topic at all. I mean, I'm serious. Any topic at all, whatever you can think of. Let's see what's in the news right now. Well, I know somebody who is involved with the LA Clippers, so that's a basketball story. If you type in Clippers, it's now doing a search. It's going to find all the stories that include the word Clippers. And so if you're a sports fan and you care about the LA Clippers, well, here you go. And we can set this up all in advance, so the moment people get to your site or the moment you log on, everything will be there ready to go. Okay, I think that's about it. There's actually more to show you, but I don't want to overwhelm you. I think you have a feel now for everything that the latest does. We can do it for you. You can pick and choose from our menu of features here, and it's kind of like a cafeteria line. The more you pick, the more you'll pay, but our prices are very reasonable. And the reason I can say that with confidence is we tried to work with other aggregators out there. Nobody could do what we wanted. We actually got fired by 2 aggregators as clients because they said that our information requirements overwhelmed their system. So we made this thing really, really simple. It's a very efficient system. It doesn't take up that much data to work. Our programmer who finally talked me into building our own said he could do it in a much simpler way. And smart programmers who have looked at our software agree that what we have is pretty darn ingenious. And so now that our site is built, we can offer it to you for what we think is half the price of what you will pay to any of these other aggregators out there, and they're not going to be able to do half of what I just showed you. So we hope you will shop around and compare, because we're convinced that if you do that, you'll come back and talk to us. Okay, so that's it. Over and out. This is Jeff Hall with Gator News Feeds and thelatest.com, and we look forward to talking with you. Our goal here is to make this really, really simple. You don't have to be a programmer to figure this out. We'll build the whole thing for you. You just tell us what your topic is, what the sources are that you most care about, what keywords you want to filter in on, if you want a search bar or not, if you want the ability to post opinion pieces. So once you tell us what you want, we think it'll take us maybe 3 or 4 days, maybe a week to build that for you, and then it will start magically either appearing on your site, or you can just use it for your own private use, or you can even use this information to create newsletters that you send out to your client base, and we can do that for you too. So there you go. We look forward to talking to you